Two kids were trapped, sinking fast in freezing water. Everyone watched helplessly until Clint Eastwood broke the silence by plunging into the ice without a moment's hesitation, backhand index pointing right. Hold up. Hit like, share, and subscribe now because what you're about to hear will shake you to the core. The late afternoon sun cast a pale light over the frozen lake, but beneath that fragile ice, terror was rising. The children's desperate screams sliced through the cold air as they slipped through a hidden crack, swallowed by the icy water below. Panic rippled through the crowd. No one wanted to risk their own life in those deadly conditions. That's when Clint appeared. Calm, determined, his eyes burning with fierce resolve, he stripped off his jacket and sprinted to the edge. "Hold on, I'm coming," he yelled, the words carrying over the stunned silence. The ice cracked and groaned beneath his weight as he plunged into the freezing depths, disappearing beneath the surface. Every second stretched into an eternity as the crowd held their breath. Then, breaking through the ice-cold water, Clint emerged, gripping the two shivering kids, pulling them to safety. But just as relief began to wash over the crowd, a shocking secret about one of the children surfaced, one that could turn Clint's heroic rescue into a dangerous game of trust and betrayal. What could this secret be? Who are these kids really? Tell me your thoughts below. What would you do if you were Clint in this situation? Stay tuned for the next part because the story is far from over. As the kids wrapped in blankets trembled on the shore, Clint's eyes never left them. There was something different about one of the boys. The younger one, pale and quiet, clutched a small, soaked envelope tightly in his fist. Clint sensed danger, but before he could ask, a black SUV screeched to a halt nearby. Two men in dark suits stepped out, their faces cold and urgent. "Give us the envelope," one demanded, eyes locked on the boy. Clint stood firm, stepping between them and the children. The crowd watched, frozen in shock, as a tense standoff unfolded. Then the boy suddenly whispered, "They want to bury the truth." Clint's jaw tightened. This wasn't just a rescue anymore, it was a battle for something much bigger. The envelope held proof of a powerful conspiracy, one that could shake governments and ruin lives. Clint's calm faded, replaced by a fierce determination. "You picked the wrong man to mess with," he growled. But the men weren't backing down, and the danger was only beginning. Who were these men? What was inside the envelope? And why was Clint risking everything for these kids? Share your theories below, and get ready, because the next part will reveal a secret so shocking, it will change everything you thought you knew. Clint grabbed the boy's shaking hand and pulled him close, his eyes scanning the darkening street for any sign of backup. "Tell me everything," he demanded, voice low but urgent. The boy swallowed hard. Then whispered about a whistleblower who had vanished after uncovering illegal experiments funded by powerful officials, experiments that could control minds and silence dissent forever. The envelope contained leaked documents proving it all. Suddenly, the men in suits circled back, but Clint was ready. He pulled a hidden pistol from his coat, the cold steel gleaming under the streetlights. "You want the truth? You're going to have to take it from me." Just then, a police siren wailed nearby, and Clint knew time was running out. But here's the twist, one of the officers arriving wasn't there to help. Instead, he was part of the conspiracy, sent to silence them all. The tension exploded as Clint and the boy faced enemies on every side, trust shattered, and survival hanging by a thread. Who could they trust? Would they escape alive? What would you do if the people meant to protect you were the real threat? Comment below. Because this story is far from over, and the next part will change everything. The night air was thick with danger as Clint, the boy, and a few trusted allies slipped into an abandoned warehouse on the city's edge. Clint's mind raced, every move they made was watched, every breath could be their last. The boy finally opened the envelope, revealing files and videos so damning they could topple governments. But the warehouse door suddenly crashed open, agents of the conspiracy stormed in, weapons drawn. Clint's eyes narrowed, and the camera zoomed in slow motion on his clenched jaw as tense music swelled. "This ends now," he growled. A fierce firefight erupted, bullets tore through crates and shattered silence. Just when all seemed lost, an unexpected voice echoed through the chaos. It was Maria, Clint's old partner, returning with reinforcements. She had been undercover, gathering evidence for months. The tide turned, but the biggest twist was yet to come. The mastermind behind the conspiracy was someone Clint trusted deeply. Who could it be? And what secret had been hidden in plain sight all along? What's your guess? Who's the real villain? Comment now, because the final showdown is coming. As the dust settled, Clint confronted the mastermind, a figure from his own past, someone who once stood beside him but had fallen into corruption's darkest depths. The tension crackled in the air as Clint's voice cut through the silence. You betrayed everything we fought for. The boy stepped forward, holding the last piece of evidence, the undeniable proof of lies and betrayal. Live cameras captured every moment as Clint exposed the truth to the world. The corrupt official's empire crumbled, arrests followed, and hope was reborn. The boy, once helpless and scared, now stood tall as a symbol of courage and change. Clint's eyes softened, knowing this battle was won, but the war for justice was ongoing. As dawn broke, Clint disappeared into the shadows, a silent guardian watching over a city reborn. What would you do if faced with such a choice, to fight or to walk away? Share your thoughts below and thank you for joining this journey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that push the limits of courage and truth. The city breathed a little easier as Clint's fearless stand exposed the darkest secrets and shattered the corrupt system. The boy, once lost and alone on that frozen lake, became a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in the coldest moments, courage can ignite change. Clint vanished into the night, leaving behind a legacy of heroism that no one would forget. This wasn't just a rescue, it was the start of a revolution. If you were in Clint's shoes, would you have taken the risk? What would you do to protect the truth? Drop your thoughts below, because sometimes, the greatest stories are the ones that inspire us to stand up and fight. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more epic tales that keep you on the edge of your seat.